2021 Harley Davidson Street Glide CVO comes with the Milwaukee Eight 117 cubic inch engine, which is the largest factory shipped engine as of the filming of this video. According to Harley's website, the motorcycle generates 126 foot-pounds of torque, and I've seen some numbers from other sources that show the horsepower to be around 93.8. This engine is 6-speed, air-cooled, comes with an upgraded heavy breather air intake, and that 126 foot-pounds of torque comes in at around 3,700 RPM. One article goes on to say that the M8 117 keeps a steady supply of power throughout the rev range, so when you roll on, it's readily available. Now I can attest to that. For sure, there is plenty of power no matter where you are on the throttle. According to the Harley Davidson website, this bike should get around 40 miles per gallon. If that's the case, you could get almost 240 miles out of a 6-gallon tank. Now that should keep you on the road for a while. Speaking of being on the road, let's take this bike out and get a first-hand experience of what the Milwaukee Eight 117 is all about. Well, hello YouTube, as previously mentioned. Let's take a quick ride and discuss this Harley Davidson 117 that's in this 2021 Street Glide CVO. Now, just to give you a little bit of a point of reference, I wanted to tell you about some of the motorcycles that I've owned and the type of motors that were in those, so that you guys will kind of know where I'm coming from. You know, first of all, I don't have a lot of expertise or knowledge about mechanical issues and that type of thing. I'm just a regular dude that likes to ride motorcycles, so keep that in mind. Now, the first motorcycle that I had, or the first Harley Davidson motorcycle that I had, was a 18 Road King, and that one had the 107 in it. I didn't have that motorcycle for too terribly long, and I traded it in for a 2020 Street Glide. Not the special or anything, just a regular Street Glide. Now that one had the 107 in it. So just about the same time I got the bike, I had a Stage 2 kit installed at on that one at my local dealer, and let's see, that consisted of what, the cam and bigger air intake and the tuner. So you know, I noticed a pickup on that one right from the start. I noticed that engine had more power, but that wasn't enough for me, no way. So then I had to do a Stage 3 on that one. So that one brought that one all the way up from a 107 Stage 2 to a Stage 3 119. So there was a huge increase in power at that point, and it had a ton of power, more than I would ever use, and which is exactly the way this 117 is. This 117, as you saw from the video, has a heavy breather that comes on it from the factory, and from what I'm told, the 117 is the largest engine that is shipped in a motorcycle from the factory. So I wouldn't be surprised though if, you know, in the next couple of years some of the CVO models start rolling out with the 131. Now that would be super sweet. But a couple of things I've noticed about this motorcycle. I can tell you this, one of the things is at slow speeds, it seems like this bike really wants to pick up and go. Now I'm talking about, you know, not super slow speeds, but anywhere from like 15 to 20 miles an hour. You know, you really feel the bike has a lot of power and wants to move and go. It's not a problem. It's probably just me really getting used to a new bike and a new throttle and a new clutch and all that type of thing. But it seems like that the motorcycle wants to go, and I can appreciate that for sure. Something else I've noticed on this bike is, what about freeway speeds? At freeway speeds, it's kind of exactly what you would expect. You know, with the 107, I never had any problems going at freeway speeds, and with the 117, same thing. no problems going at freeway speeds. The bike is very, I'm not, first of all, I'm not an aggressive rider. I don't ride fast. I typically, for the most part, take my time. Look over this hill here. There we go, real good. Hi, puppy. For the most part, I take my time in my car. I take my time on my bike. I like to enjoy the ride, that type of thing. So, you know, keep that in mind. I'm not really a fast, aggressive rider, but even at freeway speeds, there is no problem on this motorcycle. I have zero issues keeping up with traffic. And I have also noticed, like, passing speeds, right? Well, let's say you're just kind of cruising along and you got a slow poke in front of you, or you need to get on it. There is more behind the throttle on this motorcycle than I will ever use. It was a couple of weeks ago at this point, but me and a buddy, we went up to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, and we did some riding. And on the way back home, we took some beautiful scenic back roads and that type of thing. And it was just that scenario that I was telling you about. There was a couple of people that were just kind of poking along, taking a nice little leisurely Sunday drive, and we had to get on it and get around them in a pretty fast way. So not only as far as passing speeds and that type of thing, but when I'm riding with my buddies, I don't have any problems keeping up with them. I mean, you would probably expect that. Again, I'm not a fast rider, but still, even with that information, this motorcycle really, across all areas, slow speeds, fast speeds, you're talking about you know, throttle on demand, this motorcycle has more than enough for the average rider, certainly for somebody like myself. Now, one of the things about this breather on the side of the bike that I've heard a couple of people voice their opinion about, and, you know, quite honestly, I think it's a legitimate concern, is, you know, I've heard people say, man, that thing gets in the way. Now, I can tell you, like right now, if I just move my foot forward a little bit, I can tell it's there. But just in the normal standard riding position, it doesn't bother me at all. Now, if I had, you know, if you had forward controls on the bike, obviously I think it'd probably get in the way. And if I had, you know, highway pegs on this, which I don't, and I'm not even sure I'll even put them on here, but if I did, maybe that would kind of get in my way, because my leg would have to really be sticking out there. But just in the normal riding position, that this air intake has not got in my way, not in the slightest bit so far. All right, just a little bit of an example. See if we can do a quick little rip. See, 117, no problems whatsoever. Again, more than enough power for some hokey little rider like me. Well, anyway, I sure do appreciate your time today and you guys checking out this video. If you would, please like and subscribe. I hope you guys have an excellent day, and we'll talk to you again soon.